Hello.
Hey.
Hey, dude, how are you doing?
Good, and you?
Should I also put on my camera?
For now, yeah, for now. And then when we share the screens, yeah, we will turn them off.
Cool. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm cool. I'm doing good, I guess.
Yeah.
Please excuse me a moment.
Okay. So, hello guys, to the viewers. Hello. Welcome back to Remaining Tech Wednesdays. I'm Sphumelele, as you can see there. I'm Sphumelele. I'll be the host for this evening, and I'd like to introduce my co-host Lethokuhle. I don't know what she's busy with right now, but okay, yeah, she's back. So,
Hey.
today we'll be doing Power Apps, like doing the basics, learning how to create an app using Power Apps. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, I don't know if it's my
Um,
connection or what. Okay,
yeah, it was a little
can you
off
hear
there. I think
me
it was me. Yeah, I can hear you. I think it's my connection that has a problem. Um,
right now on the slides? Okay, so let's start by explaining what is PowerApps. So I'm basically gonna read from the slides because I wrote from my understanding. So yeah, PowerApps is an application development that uses low code or no code. It allows people or organizations to create the business applications and not a consumer application. By consumer application, I mean like you see the apps that you can download on Microsoft Store, Google Play Store, all those. No, you can't find these ones on there. So therefore, they are not publicly usable. Power Apps is part of the Microsoft Power Platform, which consists of Power BI, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. Sorry for that. Power Virtual Agents. Like they're somehow related, but yeah, we won't get to that. Um, okay, Power Apps helps by saving time that would have been consumed from coding, creating user interface, and all that. So like it's easy to create an app using it. Basically, that's what I mean. So now we're gonna go to an app tour. Oh,
hello.
okay.
Can you hear me
Screen.
now?
My screen, that's all.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you see
cool.
my screen?
Yes, I can.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen. So this is Power Apps. You can use a desktop app if you want to just download it, or you can use an online app. So I'm gonna start by explaining like interface that you're seeing here. This is these three ways, like these are the three ways of creating an app. That's what I'm trying to say. So Canvas app from blank, it's where you start an app from scratch. Like you drag and drop pieces, like you design it the way you want. Yeah. And then model driven app from blank, it's where you build a data model. Like it's unlike Canvas app, which starts with a Canvas app thing. Here on model driven app, you start with a model app, like a blank model design, or like a blank model to design the interface. So, and the data that you'll be using in this model, you have to look at what relations does it have to one another. Like, for example, the tables, the columns of your data, like, are they related and all that? Because like you don't want to be confused when you're using your app. And then lastly, we have portal from blank. That one is you use it when you want the customers to interact or have access to the data that you created on the app. For example, like the customer services on the apps, yeah. So the customers can have access to it. And then these are the sources. These ones, the SharePoint, SQL. These are the sources that you use your data. And okay, there was this one. And then oh, my laptop is jammed. No. And then these are the templates. Like, let's say you're not sure which design you want for your app. So you can just go here to the template, look for any templates that you like, you see, and choose it, and then you can design from it. So that's basically the intro of the interface for the Power Apps. So now I think we will be starting to create the app. Over to you,
Hey,
Did you
firstly,
hear me?
I'll try. Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
yeah.
I'll start by
Okay.
introducing myself. I can hear myself. I'm not sure why
Yeah, I can hear you.
that's happening. No, I'm saying that I can hear myself from your side. But it's chilled
Oh,
now.
okay.
I'm gonna start by introducing myself. My name is Lethokuhle and I'm doing my third year in ICT and Applications Development at the German University of Technology. And while I'm a beginner in Power Apps, actually, I started doing Power Apps like a few months ago, but haven't had any like any practice. I know that Fume has already introduced me, but then I didn't hear that part, so I'm just I'm just doing it again because yeah, I didn't hear it. Thank you for letting me know. So I think we'll be very fast with the app. So there'll be two ways to build the app actually, from scratch or from a blank canvas, or we can do it as in have the data source from Excel, and then it will just connect automatically to the app, to the Power Apps Studio. So I think we can start with building. So I'll just share my
Okay.
screen quickly. And I won't be showing my face, so I'll have my camera turned off. Okay. Hello. Okay. So I'm not sure if anyone can hear me. Um,
Hello.
can can you hear me, Spume? Can anyone in the comments tell me if they can hear me? Because Spume seems to be, or I seem to be having connection problems. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I can go on now. So the first, the first thing we'll do is we will open up our two tabs. So we can go to make.powerapps.com, and then when we get here, we will see the home screen of the Power Apps. So if you were tuning in the past few Thursdays, we were doing not we, sorry, the Power Ninjas were doing are always doing Power Thursdays on Thursdays. So they showed you how to create your own account from for the Power Apps, and I won't be doing that to save time. And it wasn't something that I did prepare for because I thought everyone has watched the past Power Thursday shows. So the first thing that we will be doing is opening make.powerapps.com to get to the homepage of our Power Apps. And the other thing we'll do is we go here to the app launcher and open OneDrive in a new tab. So I know that a lot of people like using SharePoint, like the Power Ninjas. They're always using SharePoint. So what we'll do secondly now is we open up Excel desktop. There's also Excel online, but I prefer using Excel desktop. So we're going to create and open our blank workbook. From there, we will create a data source with four headers. The first header will be date created. Oh, before we go on, I forgot to tell you guys what we are building. We are building an expenses tracker. So obviously with your expenses, you want to know which date, to track your expenses, you want to know which date you actually spent that money on what and what it was for. So what we'll have is the date created. Secondly, we will have our title. Then we will have the description. The description, and then lastly we have the amount, the expense amount. Okay. Oh, let's just expand that column there. Okay, so the next step we do here, we've added our row of data, but now we want to create this in the form of a table. So what we'll do is we will select that string there, and then we will go to insert table. It will automatically detect the table, as you can see those little lines there, and then we want our table to have the headers. So while the part that's selected will be our headers for the table. Okay, so now we have created a table with headers. Now, we know that the date is in the form of numbers, it's numerical, and title and description are strings where we'll enter words. And then expense amount is numerical too. So now what we'll do is we'll go to our home. Underneath dates created, we will go here and we will change the format to a long date, and we will change the expense amount to accounting because it has to do with money, and dates created, long date, it has to do with date. So now you can see that you've selected date, and over here in expense amount, you've selected accounting. Over here, it will stay as general. Okay. After that, we need to save our data source. Control S is a shortcut for saving. Then we will save it to our desktop. Let's save it. Oh, okay. I forgot that I already did that. So let us rename it to book 2 because we are lazy with names. Then we save it. We see that it's saved. Now we exit and we go back to our studio. Oh, sorry, no, the home page. Okay, sorry. we close Excel first because it won't work properly if we open Excel and Power the Power Apps. The next thing we do now is we are going to oh yeah, before I forget, we need to save the because I opened OneDrive as another tab, we need to upload our data source onto the OneDrive. So let us upload a file, and it's in our desktop as book 2. We open it, it's uploading, and it's there. So now that it's there, we can close it. And the reason why we are using OneDrive for Business is because OneDrive for Business is for things that are related to work, and OneDrive, just Microsoft OneDrive, is for things that you use for personal use. Okay, with that said, we will go to other data sources. While it's getting things ready, okay, cool. We have connections. If you don't have a connection, you can create a new connection, which I'm sure they also did for the previous Power Thursdays. And now it wants us to choose an Excel file. We named our data source book 2, and we click on that table that we created. It's named table 1. That is a default name, and then we connect. I'm not sure if anyone can still hear me. Nothing in the chat, so okay. It's loading. Okay, cool. If you were to create, oh, I said 2 ways. So if you were to create your app from a blank canvas app, you'd have to start everything afresh, which means adding your screens, adding the type of screen you want. Like, do you want it to be a list? Do you want it to be form? There's also email. I saw email somewhere. Oh yeah, you also can make it into an email format. But then since we didn't create it from a blank, we went straight to our data source, which was Excel. We came onto this screen. And I also have a feeling that this will be very short, but I'll explain everything in detail. Okay. So the next thing we do now is let's play our app to see what's happening. Okay, so over here is where you can search your items which were your expenses, the name of the expenses, the title, the date that you created the expense, the description that you created the expense, and the amount of the expense. So what we'll do here is we will add. Okay, so you can see that we have the date, the description, the expense amount, and the title. We will just use the 21st of April, which is today's date. And the time, let's just say we went out at like 11. And the description is, let's just say I went out to go get groceries. So let's say bought a few items for dinner. Okay, the expense amount, let's say it was 300 rands. The title, let's say groceries. Cool. And let us click the submit button. That will create our item. Okay, now we have an item. The next thing now that we have to look at is the format, the way our our app is showing. So let's go to fields and okay, I do not know where I just went. Let's go to browse gallery. Okay. Oops. Okay, I cannot find this anymore. Okay, yeah. So here we have a detailed screen. A detailed screen shows us what exact, okay, let's zoom in. I don't think anyone can see that, sorry. Over here, we have our detailed screen where there's the date, the description, the expense amount, and the title. So as you can see that we created an item that was named groceries, and the amount of it was 300, and the description was got a few items for dinner. And we have remember that we did long date, which also adds the time. So we have the 21st of April 2021. The time was 11 o'clock. Okay, so that's done. And okay, so let me just save that to the cloud. Oh, sorry. Expenses. So few hours ago, I created another one that we created from scratch. So let us go to open. Okay. Oops. Let's go to this one. Yeah. Okay. So this one is the one that we created from scratch. But now the problem is here, it wasn't aligned properly because we had to, no, I don't think this is the one we created from scratch. Okay. But anyways, we added a rectangle there. Rectangle shows what you have selected. So let us just play it again and let's add another item. So this one is going to my residence. Let's say it cost me like 75 rands, and the title of it is Uber. Okay, so you took an Uber back to where you stay. Let us save it. It's saved. Let's go out. So now you can see that the blue is only there and it's not there. Let's check if it will appear. Okay, it does appear for Uber. If you've selected Uber, the blue rectangle appears there as selected, and also for groceries. And if you notice, it's we don't even have to click the greater than sign to go to the next page. You can click anywhere on the item button. Okay, and then let's just go to here. So this code over here, before it was just this item dot expense amount, and sorry, it was just this item dot expense amount, and it didn't have the R to show the rands. Okay. Okay, it didn't have the R to show the rands, but then the R there is put in inverted commas as a string to show that now we are adding R in front of this item dot expense. This item dot expense means that we fetched the amount of the item that we went to go purchase, or the item that we were using the money for. So that is just to show it as a currency. Okay, and then yeah, I think that's about it for me. But then let's try to open the other app, expenses tracker, I think. Save. So you can also always save your Power App and you can come back to it, edit it. You can also write in the notes what you have edited, and you can come back to your notes and see what you've edited, and then you go back and start from the point where you left and continue from there. Okay. Okay, so this is the one that was created from scratch, which was actually kind of hard to do. So let's go there. And as you can see, it doesn't even have the rectangle there to show the selection. And yeah, it was really tough to do. That's why I chose to just do it from the data source and not create it from a blank canvas app. So yeah, that's it for me. And I don't know if Sphume has anything to say, or if anyone can still hear me, because I don't know. Hello, Sphume?
Yeah, sure. Yo, like I don't think I have anything to add. Like you've said everything, bro. Like yeah.
Don't you have any questions from the app? Hello? Hello? Is it my network or hers? I'm not really sure. Hello? But can anyone hear me? I'm not sure about that.
You know what?
Okay, there's a question here. If I want to start with PowerApps, where do I begin if I want to start with PowerApps? It's a question from Yolanda. Well, I also just began using PowerApps, so what I've been using a lot is Microsoft Learn, and also just asking questions around, asking for help, and yeah, that's how you start learning PowerApps. I don't know if for me, I didn't need to. Okay, for those who don't see the questions, Yolanda is asking from a private chat, so that's why the questions can't really like be displayed on screen. So I don't think you need to learn Excel first, but it would just be an advantage if you do know how to use Excel. I've heard it also helps a lot with the SharePoint when you know Excel. I haven't really tried out SharePoint because I've been too scared to, first of all. Secondly, I thought it was just complicated, but I'll definitely check out SharePoint since I know a little bit of Excel, just a little, from Power Apps, but it would be a very, very great advantage for you to learn thingy Excel first. I don't know if Spume, I don't know if Spume
Hello?
is here. Yeah, dude, were you having
Okay.
network issues?
I don't know. Like, you're the one
Hello.
cutting. I'm not sure if it's my connection or yours.
Uh,
Okay, Yolanda has a question here. It says, what's the use of a data source in Power Apps?
you can answer that, or
I
there's
can
a
try, but I'm not sure. So, like the use of data source, like let's say you created your data on your laptop and you stored it online. That's how you can extract it, basically. I don't think you can create data on Power Apps. I'm not sure, but it's used for like extracting data. You can correct me, Leto.
yeah, it uses connectors to connect to your Power App. So data sources are there for you to store your data, and then it connect. You use something called a connector, which connects to your Power App. And but I have one thing that I've learned today from Brian Dang. I do not know if um I don't know if you guys can hear me now. If the noise is gone, the background noise. It's
Yes, I can hear you.
for me. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. I wanted to ask Pumi to mute her mic because there was like a background noise. So, from Yolanda's previous question, asking about how or where do I begin when I want to start with Power Apps, um, just know that Power Apps is not easy, but then you can do it. It's doable. I'm a beginner in Power Apps, but I kind of managed to build the app here and there. And I also want you to know a quote from Brian Dang is that when you're starting out for the first time, you have to make sure that the app is working. Refinement comes later. As you saw that my app wasn't really like straight, the formatting was skew, but in the end, the app worked. So, okay, I have to show my face. Okay, so in the end, the app, if the app works, it works. You can worry about refinement later. You can worry about all the colors later. You can worry about the font later. But as long as the app works, that's cool. Without a data source, can I make a Power App? I don't think so. I don't think you can make a Power App without a data source. I'm not really sure about that. You also have to check with the Power Ninjas. But I know for sure that you do need a data source. Other SQL, SharePoint, Excel, or I forgot the fourth one. But then you can definitely you can definitely use uh, you need to use data sources in order to make a Power App. That's what I know from the knowledge that I've gained thus far. So I don't think you can make an app without data to actually create it or connect to the Power App. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm not sure about Spoonie. What's happening with Spoonie?
Yeah, I think my connection is right. It's fine. Like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you properly now.
There's echo on my side. Okay, so what's next
Okay.
from here since you created your first Power App? I guess just to learn more on it. But like for me, especially, I have to learn these things because you, I did see today that I don't know many things for Power Apps and Power Apps. So, and it's not that hard to learn it. So I'll just learn more, practice creating apps more, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, and also just going to Microsoft Learn and using the resources there. I'm still trying to get the link for that, but I'm sure the
Mhm.
Power Ninjas have shared the link before. So Power Apps. So Spume, do you have the link for Power Apps?
Let's see. For downloading it or like,
No, I mean, do you have the link for the docs, Microsoft Docs for Power Apps?
oh
Okay,
no,
there's another
no.
question from Yolanda, so I guess you can answer that one
Oh, I think
for
that I
me.
answered it. I did answer it. The one that
Mm,
says, "So what's next
when
from
she
here
said,
since you're
"What's
created?"
next?"
Yeah, I did answer it. I said like I have to
Really?
learn more about these things. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about it
No.
since you're on the side, saying that you need to learn more about Power Apps because you saw that you don't really know much. I also don't
No.
really know much from Power Apps. So what's next is learning more,
Yeah.
just learning, learning, and learning. Yeah, but I'm
And I
trying
think Power
to.
Apps is
Okay,
the easiest one. When
don't
compared to
say
Power
that.
BI.
Nothing is ever too easy. You just have to learn, and you know,
Mm,
learn, and learn. You'd find
yeah.
something new that you can apply to traditional code in Power Apps, probably.
Yeah.
Another question. Yolanda is on fire. What are some of the key things you guys have learned while creating the Power App? Oh my word. That it's not as easy as it looks. You might think that it's easy, like from seeing Power Thursday shows, just here's for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you might think it's easy watching the Power Thursdays and the Power Ninjas at it. It seems easy for them. Everything is going well. Then when you actually try to create it, you're like, whoa. Especially creating it from your own data source like Excel. I've never done that before. What I have done is just get the whole data source from like the learned documents that I've used before, and I've just used other data sources, and I just connected. I've never tried to make it from scratch, which was a mistake. I should have tried it, but today I learned that I have to really try and make time for Power Apps and create more Power Apps. Maybe that will be Power Apps that will be very beneficial towards the channel, Inspire Essay, and also just towards my studies, like tracking what assignments I've done, what tasks I've done, what I have left to do, and what I do understand from the work, what I don't understand from the work. I think that can probably happen. It's just like learning more and more and more every day, new discoveries in the apps, and yeah, just watching more tutorial videos, because this was actually from a tutorial video that I watched. And at first I had trouble with it because it didn't want to save. It kept on clearing, and the undo button wasn't working, and it was just too much. So I just had to go out, go back to the app and try to work at it again. But in the end, I think it kind of worked out. So yeah, that's what I've learned while creating Power Apps. It's not as easy as it seems. It may be without code, but there's still some things here and there that you need to learn,
Difficulties.
and things that you need to actually. Hello,
Yeah.
were you saying something?
No, no, not at all.
Okay, okay. So there's another question here,
No, I don't
Spumi,
know.
can you answer it?
Wait, okay, let me just go back. Where? Oh, on the comments. Okay.
Hello?
How can we use, yes,
Hello, Spumi? Um,
yes. Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So, Letu
yeah.
Shabalala here is asking, how can we use Power Apps in the education sector? I think you can use it to create an app that can store a database of students, like student details. I think when you and the marks and all that. I think it can be beneficial there.
Also, do you remember when I quoted Brian Dang? Brian Dang was actually a school teacher. I'm actually searching the blog so you can read it. He's actually a school teacher who created an an app. Was it Brian Dang? I'm not really sure on who it was, but then I'm just gonna ask Yolanda to give you the link, and you can read up on how it has helped in the education sector and how it's still going to help in the education sector. Spume, Spume keeps disappearing. How do you
Yeah, I
send? There's a question
think.
from Sameleze.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I'm thinking of connectors. Like, would they help with that?
Me, I
Like,
don't
I'm
want
still
to say
learning Power
something I don't
Apps.
really know, but I'll
I'm still
try.
learning Power Apps, so I wouldn't want to answer
Try
that
it.
question. Um, using connectors. It's either connectors or flows.
But we haven't learned about flows. We
Correct
talked
me if I'm
about
wrong.
this. I do not. You read about flows, so you'd know what it means.
No, like, okay, I read about flows, but they were confusing for me to understand them. So I just left them. I was like, I don't understand this. So
I think
let me
I
just
think
leave
what
it.
you and I need to do is just ask the Power Ninjas. Actually, a Power Ninja asked this question. For me, to tell
Yes.
you the truth, so Meleze, I do not know, but I can try. How do you send data back to your data source if you created a canvas from blank? What I saw happen when I was creating an app from blank was that when I went back to the data source, it didn't show me the numericals, but it did show me like hashtags. So I think I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about that point. But then Spume may be right that you use connectors. So yeah, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah. We are all learning, guys. So we are also learning. Let's all. What's happening? It seems like we have lost Let's all. But okay, guys. So please don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Power Thursdays with the Power Ninjas at 6 to 7. I think they'll be talking about Power Automate because that's what they did last week. So I think they'll also be doing it this week. So please tune in there. And thank you for joining us this evening. And Yeah. Okay, so Yolanda is asking, how can small businesses leverage Power Apps in their companies? Hmm. Guys, you see, these questions should be directed to the Power Ninjas. But how can small businesses leverage Power Apps in their companies? Yo, guys, I will be lying. I will be lying. As I said, I'm still learning, so most of the things may be confusing for me right now. Um, and I'm willing to learn this thing because it seems useful. It seems useful, so I'm willing to learn it. Um, okay. So the answer to the question that Somele Zetiko had, the question that said, can someone what? Can someone from HR or marketing create an app with Power Apps, or is it specific to IT? No, anyone can create it. Anyone can create it. Maybe for his or her organization, like anyone. It's not specific to like the IT field only. So okay, and the question that somebody has asked that said, how do you send to your data source if you created a canvas from blank? He actually answered it, and the answer says look up the patch function from my previous question. Oh, look up the patch function. Okay, definitely, somebody say I'll have to try that and see if it works. Because your question, So yeah, I don't know where Leto is, but seems like we've lost her. So I think we have to like cut the show now, if that's right. So as I've said, please don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Power Thursdays with the Power Ninjas from 6 to 7. And thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you did learn something. I don't know, but I hope you did learn something. So yeah, this is me signing out. Yeah, bye guys.